own game. You don't really have the knowledge of what this 00Nation squad in this iteration is going to do. You're still a little unfamiliar with them, right? It's not like you have like this huge history, even in like the grand scheme of things. When you look at someone like Taco, who's like relatively new to being the leader. Yeah, man, there's a lot of variables, and I think it means Astralis just going to play their own game.
Well, we are into the madness, into the action, and into Mirage. Thank you very much, Jasmine, for leading us to it. Pistol round ahead of us, and Astralis on the T side to begin. They're going to walk up into this A site. Bit of a B stack for 0-0, and Astralis will get that free plant. It's going to be a retake in the pistol with a kit. Got old Chevy on the keys, the ones and twos. What's good, Chev?
Big Chev fans up in here. All right. Chev, give me a bit of glaive action. Let's see what he's up to here in CT. Dumao's looking onto him. Glaive is gone, deleted at the first hurdle. Astralis now a man down, but time is on their side. It's quickly ticking away from 00Nation. Zip's going to hold on to the ramp side. Now trying to offer up a bit of support. blameF inside of the site, bested after his first. They don't check for Farley, they don't know about him. And he's right here, knife now out. He's fallen a little short, stubby arms, and he's been knifed back. Oh my God, it's a pistol round for Astralis at the end of things. Somehow, Farley went from being the hunter to the hunted in that smoke. And now there's a bit of extra money floating around for 00Nation.
I almost want to rewatch that. I think they had the... Did he get off the bomb when he had it? Like, he got right-clicked once, the diffuser, but then the cover came in. That was so confusing. I think 00Nation might have even had that stick in the smoke, but so much panic. And yeah, Farley comes in with the 1v2. You take that. You certainly do. Dumao puts up 4 kills, and this is the future of Brazil. Dumao, right? This is the guy who can be seriously... He's so good. He's a talent. He's one for the future. He's one for the present, Harry. And he's looking to take an upset win against Astralis today with a bit of a force buy in the second. Gets an M4 off that knife. But yeah, Dumao put up some monstrous games back in Valencia. We obviously saw 00Nation get grouped along with the rest of the Brazilian teams, but they did take down Furia 2-0, which I think was a pretty exciting result, even though Furia's form hasn't been perfect as of late. Even so, Dumao gonna move back to that A site as Astralis split B.
Yeah, they get smoked off, but they go running through it. Latto holding with this Deagle. It's actually Taco to open up with the first. Deag's doing damage over on the short side, and that's going to send Astralis packing. They don't want to commit to this one now after losing Farley early on. Even tapering off some of this apartment's aggression. Zip, not uncommon to see him kind of late lurk in towards here, right? Try to throw a bit of a spanner in the works. But the bomb is still dropped out on the short side. I really thought Config would have grabbed that as he moved back through the short smoke, but he was just a little too shallow for it.
Glaive knows he can yeet it if he wants. Yeet! Oh, it's a bit of a dribble, but he gets it out. Bounces the ball back into the A-bomb site where Dumao has up and left. He is on the gamble stack. 00Nation taking time to realize that this bomb has been grabbed back. They hear the plant. Cold Zero with the Deagle. Iconic as ever. Let's see if he can put up a show.
Oh, Config's up close. Tries best in blameF in the meantime. This retake starting to take shape again for 00Nation. They got it close in the pistol. They get out with a knife kill. Here, they're looking to walk it over the line with the force buy. Config's low on health, but still wins his first fight out towards CT. Cold Zero now dead. Will deal with Config, so it's going to fall to Zip. Bombs planted for him down here in Con. Swinging out, Try takes his head off. And so there it is, the round stolen away by 00Nation. They come in with a force buy and a hero M4 on the back of that knife kill from the pistol. And they immediately put their first round up on the board.
Yeah, what a sneaky way to steal it back, right? They had so many players on B for that bomb, and I think after it got stolen through the Molotov with no one peeking, with the smoke from the Molly, it took them some time to realize, but they don't panic on those rotates, and a 5-on-3 on the retake converted. Sick round for 00Nation to steal early and flip this game on its head has put Astralis on pistols, and not much behind it either. 2 flashes to bounce into this B bomb site. Taco's got the re-smoke at B on top of the Molotov. And lovely spam to find the first, but very little expectation in this round for Astralis. Taco's just farming, but out of ammo. That's that new A1S, baby. Bites back.
Yeah, latto's given a tiny bit more room as they got to reload that A1S, and then all the fights come to him. He holds the line with a triple.
Nice.
And is able to regain control of that B bomb site. Could have got a little bit weird with Taco dying, giving that A1S over, having a player already let loose inside of B. But latto keeps it under control. And so the conversion is found for 00Nation. Now, I've had a lot of reasons to be pretty excited about this game, right? On one side of things, I don't know about you, but when I look at Astralis, you go, I kind of want to see how Zip's doing. I want to see how old mate Zippy's doing on the Astralis side. Because back at Pinnacle, he was actually one of the standout players for the team in the grand final.
Yeah, I think he's less of a question mark to me than someone like Config, who we need on these T sides, who, as you already mentioned, that pre-game has had some problems on T sides. So, yeah, that's a good point. Zippy Zip. Let's see what he can do today.
He's already got more, same amount of kills as his whole team combined.
Okay, well, it's 3 rounds in, so I'm
Look,
not
man, you got to take the victories while you got them. You never know when you're going to get them again.
Let's end the game here, shall we? No, I'm interested to see, because Astralis even picking Mirage here, or like, yeah, they picked Mirage out of it, Mirage and Inferno in the last 2, is a really risky one against some of these players on 00Nation. So they've got to have something up their sleeve. Farley's got a smoke for Con, and Config drops his in window. So it's going to be that A split here, although Astralis don't want to telegraph it too clearly. Walking up on ramp. Oh, there's a spot on the jiggle. Colt keeps jiggling, but he gets away with it. Re-smoke is going to stop things for now for Astralis, but will allow them to get set up in Con to split if they don't change their mind, and it seems like they will. Back to B.
Yeah, Blame and Config are working this mid control. Gonna look to try and come in up the short side as the play takes shape, but with Config knocked out immediately, blameF is left in a position to try and deal with rotations, right? He's not going to be able to come in on a backstab in time. He's just here to cut down players as they move around the map. That hinges on Astralis getting this bomb down in B, and right now they've got 10 seconds to make that happen. Zip needs this frag on a Taco. He's running out of time. The delay play works wonders, and Zip cannot win this round no matter what he does. 00Nation steal away a third, and this kind of go-to for Astralis of leaving Blame in connector, a position where oftentimes he's able to put up great numbers from, doesn't pan out. And that's something that you might see a little bit more of, right? In a lot of these mid to Bs, you'll have Config going up short, you'll have the rest of the gang coming through the apartments as we see here, with Blame responsible for stifling the rotates. I think he's super proficient at his job in this, but we just need, and this links back into the Config discussion from earlier, we need someone else to be able to actually get the presence into that B site for Blame to get properly activated.
Yeah, there was, I think, even enough time to get that stick on for Zip, but he just expected a repeat could trade perhaps, and 00Nation weren't even close to it. So an awkward round, but it does leave him with an AK in this eco to try and crack skulls in middle. Tries back at CT with a big green. Astralis slow on their default, want to give room to Zip. If he can find an opening kill, that could be another weapon for Astralis. And a round where they have nearly nothing to play with. Zip checking his corners. Sees latto back out. And Astralis eventually, they realise they're not going to get given a single fight, and so they've got to be the ones to force it. With no util, it's a lot easier said than done though. Just walking dry out ramp seems like the play. Glaive just holds his nerve against the flashbang and info flash that won't get what 00Nation desired. Here's that split, 35 seconds.
Oh man, the AWP, that was the collateral onto the ramp side. Config gets out with 15 HP, and now that bomb is out in no man's land, and he's the only one who can grab it. He's really softened up, and this con component is getting shut down by the crossfire in mid. They do best do now, but they're running out of time here. The bomb now spotted and dealt with by Trizorb, and so there's the closer. 00Nation onto a fourth, now 4 in a row since they were able to upset in the second round. This is certainly a good look early on. And you know what? I'm getting super excited, man. I actually am. Like, I don't know about you, and actually I do know about you.
Yeah.
Hugo, we spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, you know a lot about
I actually
me.
fully
Maybe
know
too
your
much.
stance on this. I know we were both a big fan of Taco's Godsend. I know we were both a big fan of him in-game leading. I think he really like rose to the occasion and was getting really good. Like, you could discernibly see differences from game to game, it felt like, and how his leading was improving. Now we kind of have him in what feels like approaching final form with this team. And thus far, 00Nation, it's been damn near flawless. So I'm very impressed with what we're getting out of the gate here from this Brazilian squad.
Yeah, this is a lovely setup as well. Astralis, they have the Molotovs to hand, but will they put them in the right place? Taco and dumao both under balcony right now. Smoke's available if things get weird. Then I hope they've communicated intentions if they get mollied. You don't want to see them both pull smokes here. There needs to be a player set for that. And this is still a big if Astralis will go towards this position. Without coming out of Palace, they have to just rebound a molly on default. Got to make it to Tetris first. coldzera spotting that fact. And dumao will take immediate contact. If anything, dumao wants to go 1-for-1 and die quick, because if he does, Taco is going to be set up to win that round. The flash, he looks into it. That flash does not go deep enough, and now it's worst case scenario. They spam the smoke, they kill one, but they dink Taco through the wall. They should know he's also close. Has Farley heard it? Now he does. blameF, shot from jungle. The split coming in, the molly is perfect, and Taco gets burnt out. It could not have gone worse, but try a second too late. And a centimeter too high. He almost stopped that plant from ever materializing. Instead, it will just be a save. And yeah, that's just a calamity. That's going on. You've been framed in a ramp. coldzera full blinding dumao, who then panics and Taco gets spammed. Ugh, could not have gone worse. But Astralis don't panic in the mid round and get themselves a rifle on the board.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a slow start for Cold, hasn't it? Like, he's had a bit of a mare, hasn't had the easiest time over towards A, and then that round really does like encapsulate it, you know? Double agent coldzera here, flashing his teammate in the ramp peak.
It is cool how many legends we just have in the server, right? Especially just looking at the, like, Taco and Cold obviously reunited. Taco having played with one of the GOAT IGLs, and now up against the GOAT IGL in Glaive and his merry men. Obviously times have changed, but still exciting to see, even in 2022. Glaive forgot his gun. He's got to go back for that. It's going to delay him towards the A site. Meanwhile, 00Nation take mid. A lot of face in this position. dumao looking to the top side. Even wants to fight for it, but that smoke out under, he's got a bit more room to weave through. Tries now AWPing this top mid angle as well. And he's going to hit his shot. Good start, 5-on-4 for the Brazilians.
Yeah, Blame tries to walk that smoke in the bottom of Con, and dumao's got his number. Try even peering through this smoke, has been spotted by Glaive out through Palace, but a trade is available. Farley and Zip, 2 versus 4. As they start to creep out through ramp, they are worlds apart here. Farley's got the bomb on his back. Zip all the way in those apartments, has a very long road ahead of him to rejoin his teammate in the A play. Gets a little awkward now as they try to wait for Zip to move on round. 00Nation have only padded out this A side of the map more and more as time's gone on. A third man now making his way over, and it feels like they've got the read on this one. Everyone in the right place at the right time. Latto even watching for this con flank out of Zip. This is going to be a rough spot for Astralis.
Yeah, 20 seconds as well, not a lot of time. There's a spot, good tap for Farley. Plant can come through, he fakes it out. If he swings and dies, that's the round. Zip's provided cover. They're both coming from spawn, and they know they have room to move. Farley dead off the plant, and Taco eviscerates Zip. Great retake, and no wasted time for 00Nation. The second they get that info on those two players, they run them down, and Astralis cannot even get into post plants. I also noticed a smoke there you might have seen on top of default. I don't know if it was by purpose or not, but if it was, I can theorize as to why 00Nation threw it. Cold0 is playing in the open towards triple, and that would have covered him from a palace swing. It lets him focus on ramp. Again, don't know if it's purpose, but I don't know why else a smoke would be there. I guess we'll look to see it again.
It'd be a very insane, like, random
smoke. It was a CT smoke
exactly,
as well.
Yeah, no,
so,
I do think that was fully with intention.
This one. Lets him play in the open, lets him spot Tetris, but still be safe from palace swinging. Nothing worse than just getting swung while you're staring at ramp or you have nades out, for example. So,
yeah,
cool
I actually really like that, because I think that's like one of the biggest vulnerabilities, especially when you lose even one mid player, that like your stairs guy, your con guy, is kind of pivoting a lot, and so you're responsible for ramp and palace. Here's a fast A play. It's ugly for Cold0 to open. blameF completes both the kills on the wraparound. It gets a little bit wild there, but he does wrestle with that MAC-10 and regains control of the situation.
Yeah. Astralis have done a lot of these A splits, right? And they've often given a good amount of time for blameF to come in on late con lurks, walking into under, walking through smokes. 00Nation know what's been going on though, and I love the pace change for Astralis from slow default A rounds into just a speedy rush through the utility with spray for Cold0. Needed more than one on default there to make that happen, and blameF even running through the smoke with a MAC-10, just redonkulous. Astralis do catch 00Nation off guard, but you can't run that every round. It's got to come in the midst of some slow defaulting just to make 00Nation be caught off guard. A couple of guns saved, but it's not pretty economy for the CT side right now. Astralis are in a very good position despite the score.
See, I was curious if Ali wanted to try and play with that open towards middle. He had no right spawn as far as they go, but instead just lobs over that supportive utility and now goes back in towards a ramp looking for a man on the cross. With this being, you know, a force buy-in for 00Nation, they've gone for a bit of a gamble early on, leaning heavy in towards that A bomb site. And all in all, nice decision to make. You know, Astralis have felt very, very comfortable going for these A splits. It's something they've tried time and time again. So you're trying to get ahead of that here. Astralis aren't going to jump with the gun, though. If there's one thing that they're not super keen on, it's in little moments like this where you haven't been able to get an opener, you don't really have a lot of info, you don't really know what the buy is. They don't want to get ahead of themselves. They're going to play it pretty slow here, pretty methodical, clearing out mid. They took a little look up A ramp and didn't like what they see, so now they start to group over in the apartments. If this ends on B, that's a perfect direction for Astralis to head. It should be around if they follow through with this B play.
Yeah,
and so we're going to get a repeat of that round once again, where like blame's in con. Look, you've seen this one before. Config's going up short. You know this Astralis B take. You know it's coming in. Taco, the only man to defend the B site, really does have his work cut out for him.
Oh, blameF baits and waits for Zip to move in, but he's dead. Luckily, the trade is allowed, and there's the activation that you talk about. blameF putting a spanner in the works. Does get spannered himself. Headshot by the scout. Has given a gun over, but if they want to retake, they need to decide right here, right now. They have a kit, but it doesn't seem tempting enough. So out of position. Astralis are established in post-plants. Great round out of Astralis, right? Just 1-for-1 on B, no problem for them, and able to convert that split. Yeah, the XX are clean. The ideas are there. It's just, you know, not always do they get that 1-for-1. Not always do they get that entry kill. And when they don't, you see how troublesome some of these T rounds can be. But they're warming in, and 4 rounds on this T half. Astralis trying to level the playing field.
Terrorists win.
This money's still pretty cooked. I mean, you could buy, drop over 2 M4s, get 4 rifles, could be easy. But at the same time, if they want that big green, if they want to wait for it, that's what they'll have to do.
Yeah, and they're just going to wait. I like that, honestly. You know, you still have a very good chance to do damage here. You still got 2 rifles in play, some pistols here and there as well. You know, if the first kill's found, these rounds can get scary and start to spiral out of control. So Astralis, they're going to start to lean back into one of these A plays very, very quick on the execution here. Smokes down to cut off this angle at jungle and stairs, and they look to make their way in. Over in CT, it's coldzera lying in wait. Try and boost it up, but Config looks like he wants to come through and fight this. blameF's also on this Conrad. With Config now dead, blameF's harboring a lot of the responsibility here to try and deal with this stairs player. He's done damage. Taco still very much alive.
No!
Oh my god, and he's going to take one with him before that nade finds him. Dumao with a double, and this round is now on a razor's edge. It's just blameF left standing, 1v2, and the bomb out in the open. He'll go hunting for Dumao in jungle. And now tees himself up for a 1v1.
Yeah, has never seen latto in this round. No idea where he's coming from. Clearing every corner, and latto has gone right into the smoke. blame's making noise. latto could walk right through if he wants, and he will, and he'll hit the headshot. Eco win for 00Nation. That was a complete mess on the A site for Astralis. Even though blame tried his best with that trade onto Taco, it came too late. The fact that he even kills Zip is ridiculous, as he was caught with nades out. Config gets super unlucky there as well. Full blind try, catches him running through the smoke, and that's a play that doesn't feel like it has any real catastrophe when you do it, but you see the round fall apart as a result. A 4-on-5 for Astralis, lost in the 1v1, those ones hurt. Careful with the jump here.
Yeah, this round right now could represent a bit of a tipping point for whoever picks it up, right? Both teams have their money kind of on the line here, right? Both staring down the barrel of having that economy broken. And so this one feels like a bit of a 2-for-1 round. If you're 00Nation, suddenly that can put you up onto 8. You can win out the half at a bare minimum. You can be very, very comfortable there. If you're Astralis, this can be your route back in, right? And you can very quickly forget about falling short in that previous, you know, partial investment round. I say that, it was like saved guns with a few deagles, but you know what I mean. Yeah, you know, this is a pretty significant one in the grand scheme of this BO1. And so Astralis, knowing the gravity of the situation, once again, they're taking it pretty slow, working this mid-control early, trying to dodge the AWP of Try, maybe trying to throw their own AWP at it. It's only a tag, and it's actually going to go the way of Farley.
That was a flick, by the way. That should not have connected for Try. Farley was so favored in that fight, but yeah, legged as you say. They spot Dumao default. His head sticks up behind the box, but he puts Config down. glaive has to trade. coldzera in sandwich takes a chunk out of the in-game leader and follows up, dropping the bomb. He's buying time. It's beautiful. Molly's going to kill him, though. Nothing can be done about that frag, and now blame has to pull off a 1v3 with 20 seconds.
Yeah, there's that second kill. latto removed. Tries in CT, though, and will hold the line. This guy's AWP is looking lights out to open this one up right from the tag that opened the round in middle to the killing blow that ended it for 00Nation. They're up on a 7 now. They forced attack timeout out of Astralis. And as we say, you know, this is them looking to win out this first half right here, right now, at a bare minimum, looking for an 8-7.
This is, you know, already causing more worries as to, you know, Astralis even going for this map when they had Inferno available. But you've got to have faith in the system, you've got to believe, and we'll see if Astralis have reason to believe in another gun round. Not this one, though, unless they want a triple AK eco. Bit of a mishmash of money, so just going to be pistols, you'd think. And yeah, there's everything we wanted out of 00Nation right now, right? latto, 13-5, Try hitting everything he shoots. Dumao, solid. It is a real cool, you know, mix of Brazilian talent, old and new, on this 00Nation roster. The best of both worlds, you could say. Contact A, smoke's going over, Astralis going to run with it. They've got 2 AKs in this round, but still preparing for the worst. Dumao's going to drop glaive, Try hits his from triple, and one by one, Astralis drip dry in this round. Their first palace control as well, and even though they walk the smoke, coldzera is very aware as an anchor. 8-4, and Astralis, this has got to be a winning T-side round, or this one's going to get out of control very quick.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm still worried for Config. Like, a part of me thought that on the back of, you know, on the back of Pinnacle, where we actually spoke to him face to face, and he said, like, he's been frustrated with, his kind of inconsistency there. I was hoping that we would see him come into Cologne firing on all cylinders, looking lights out, right, giving us something to look forward to. But it's another one of these strugglesome T-sides out of the guy. And I think really when you look at the T-sides, when you look at folks who you hope put up big numbers, Config should be the one that your eyes drawn to. Very problematic that he's still sat 2-11. He's had a very rough go at it so far, right? Some unfortunate moments with, you know, full blind kills on smoke pushes and the likes. Can't stay that way forever.
Yeah, 00Nation on the flip side, right, have had a variety of CT setups. They've been very mobile. I've actually really liked these A setups. Not all of them have worked, right, with some of these split timings for Astralis, but the double under Balk, Cold is constantly changing his position. Now he's playing retake back in spawn. And so it's very hard for Astralis to get a read as to what these setups are because they are just not repeating them, really. Try in the connector with the AWP. Blame is going to be very late through under here, but it's just another standard A-pop for Astralis.
Yeah, Dumau's smoked out, as is Try with this AWP. So Coldzera is really feeling the bulk of the pressure here, right? Over at CT, he was set up to play retake anyway, but if he could take one out of the round and then just tuck himself in, that would set up 00Nation wonderfully. Taco does have a flash to flash him in. Blame's dead down in lower. So Astralis, they're not out of the woods yet. They might have this bomb down, but they're a man down. Now 2 men down, and they're forced to fight forward. They're going to try and strip some players out the ranks of 00Nation. Zip's been whittled down, and it's only Farley left. Big old Conrad, but Try's already on the angle. And 00Nation, they get away with a damn near flawless retake. 9 on the board, and it feels like they've got such a read for what Astralis want to do here. I will say, you know, on T-sides, you kind of know where you're going to find at least one player 9 times out of 10, and that's blameF in connector. Now, usually, he's able to do a hell of a lot from there. But right now, 00Nation are dedicating resources to finding that man through lower, in mid, late, or fast up con. Yeah. They're ready for him time and time again, and so it's kind of giving them this like consistent source of finding an opening pick onto Astralis.
That round's a perfect example of how they are just out-reading the game right now. They know exactly what's going on, and now they want to start to take face, take fights, and take 2 out of middle. Dumau will do that. He's not even done. Looking for a third. That nade impacted Glaive, so more damage and more info to work with. Through the smoke and dead shortly after a zip, and 2v5 with just this one gun on Blame. I have no hope in this round for Astralis. Yeah, 00Nation, that previous round was so well called to completely give up A in the retake when their AWP got cut off. Cold not over-facing and then clearing Blame out of under. Well, they've got to clear him again, causing a commotion in middle. But that bomb, solo B, spotted by the jump. Glaive can't commit solo. And look at this, what a ratty position. How did he get here?
You've seen Coldzera in Sandwich, you've seen him in CT.
You've seen him on Balk.
Have you seen him A-ramp up on top of the little ledge just holding? No, you haven't.
This should give away a plant at least, right? Unless Dumau wants to just go crazy. But
yeah,
he's picked up a flash from spawn. He can pop Coldzera back in a post plant. Well,
yeah, that's the big problem, right? Like, Dumau doesn't ever have to... Oh, never mind me. Taco has just deleted blameF.
Yeah,
and I mean, there's the closer from the short side. Astralis, they went looking for so many fights there in the 2v4. They just wanted anything to give them an edge. And it's in the exact moment where they pull the go button on actually taking the A site that suddenly they get all these peaks that they were waiting for.
Oh, they find that edge, Harry, that razor's edge you were talking about, and it has cut them. Gonna be straight looking for stitches after this map. Astralis need this last of the half, need a 5th to rest their head on. And 00Nation are not in a giving mood. So, we haven't even seen that. We've not needed to. Try's been doing it just fine, but yeah, just another problem for Astralis that they won't know about until it's too late.
I mean, dude, like one of the kind of coolest things about this is like early on when Taco got started calling with Godsend, the kind of big comparison to make was always to this team, because obviously, you know, you had the likes like KNG and whatnot, and you assumed that like he got the better deal, he got the better players, he got the bigger org and whatnot, but man, like, Taco proved himself on the Godsend squad. It felt like he's gotten even better as time's gone on. And now that he's come in and you have like this amalgamation of the two rosters that everyone was comparing, it's actually pretty beautiful. I think Try's bringing a hell of a lot to the table with this AWP, right? He's the kind of phantom fifth man that's slotted on in.
And that's great because when he left 9Z and they got better, it felt, and 00Nation did nothing, it felt like he was robbed a little bit. But now, yeah, not just Taco with the players around him, but Try in a team that is here to perform in Cologne and get through this play-in. This would be awesome if they could do it, starting by taking down Astralis. It's a full retake round again. They're boosting up in spawn. It's nice, but Config's up close. They don't know. He's holding his shot. Farley takes it, but Config fires off. Now they've got him trapped in a corner in a cage, and he's going to get spammed through that smoke. 4-on-4 for the half, for the round.
Yeah, Try opens up, Blame Strucken from the tally. Farley now has to hold on over this angle, and he's just missed this timing. Taco's coming in on a backstab, but right now, Zip, Farley, and Glaive in with kills. There's Taco rapping, and he finds that transfer. Now just a defuse between him and stealing this round away. Zip's off the mark, but he will find it eventually. Astralis in with a fifth. They just barely get that fifth round over the line. Is that gonna be enough, though? That's the big question right now. 00Nation heading into this second half with a big advantage. Are they going to close it out?
Sometimes I like the way you try, even though you know you will fail. Sometimes I give you hope before I take it all away from you. I'll never let you
Zero problem in taking Astralis down in that first half. That CT side was immaculate, Harry, and it felt like there was nothing Astralis could do. Their game plan of those A splits was kind of uncovered about 4 or 5 rounds in, and 00Nation have lifted the rock up and seen the insects below. But will they chow down on those bugs, Harry? We'll have to find out.
Yes. Let's see, right? Let's get into this one. Astralis with the CT side now ready to go. We're going to have a Molotov for Zip. All right, where's he taking that right out of the gate?
Blimey. Beautiful spawn. I love this place. All right, B play for 00Nation. Config is ahead of the curve. 2 kills right now on the Berserker. He needs to do something, and, well, that doesn't count. Not ideal.
Yeah, he's gone. Literally immediately, Hugo.
Is it a third-person round? I'm down with that. I love how they're still waiting.
Yeah, of course they are, man. You know, you've got essentially a free 5v4. There was little to no resistance there, we'll say. And now they're just waiting, as y'all can see. Now they're just waiting for a little apartments reaction out of Astralis.
This is nice. The molly is actually going to be useful, right? Like molly CT pistol, that's, yeah, it's quite an investment. So Zip's going to be able to drop it in when he sees this B play come through. And that is an inevitability, unless Try gets far more than he ever should with a P250 armor.
Mate.
He's got a lot of room, blimey, hasn't he?
Farley was just checked ramp.
Glaive's on it, Glaive's on it.
Oh, oh, Try, what on earth? There's one, why not make it 2? There's 2. How many more can he get with the P250? There's a little bit of util going into this B site. Right now, 00Nation, they've got 20 seconds. This is still losable. They're going to go in through lower and start to head up towards A. But guess who's here? blameF. There's a chance. There's an opportunity here. If he drops the bomb, it could be around. Zip's done it from the short side. 10 seconds as they've retrieved it. They're desperately looking for this kill. Plant goes in with a second to spare. And so Zipnik's 1v2 up through connector. There was defo an opportunity here for blameF and Zip, but now it's going to fall to him in a 1v2 retake without a kit as well.
He's still got that molly, right? He could throw it in Palace if he can figure this one out, but time is ticking away, and Try is not peeking a thing. Why try when you can do, and he's done Astralis dirty in this round. Wrong molly, no info on Try. This is it. He's got to hit a one-tap and they're not presented. Tries up close. He heard the jump, looking for the headshot mid-air, but Try will close with 3 kills in that pistol. The fake out A for 00Nation turns out to be the end destination as he puts up every kill on that entry. Unbelievable scenes right now, and this is an upset brewing in front of our eyes.
Yeah, man. I mean, 00Nation have just kind of beat them on every conceivable metric. I feel like they've outread them, they've outcooled them in the majority of these rounds.
Them.
They're out-fragging them when we look at like individuals, when you kind of like break it down to like role players as well. Like the AWP battle is hands down being better for 00Nation. Yeah, this is a real beating right now. And Astralis are looking worse for wear. They're going to come in with guns in the next round. But that means that this 12th one should basically be free for 00Nation.
Win one, get one free. That's a damn good deal if you ask me. Let's see if they can redeem their ticket to 12. Blame with a deagle, everyone else with nothing. Still defaulting, even in this round, taking it very seriously, making sure that there's no errors made. Good spray off the flash, Blame blinded. Farley does collapse upon Dumau and get that gun as the short players helped, but he's going to put it to use. 2 kills from Farley right now. His team are getting shredded though, so it doesn't matter. He can just be avoided. Config is trapped in ladder room. That's going to give an open path to B for Try, and there's the info. All of it gained by Taco. He may die, but his death was not for nothing. Farley has been seen, and the bomb has been stuck.
Farley's still holding bench. Oh, yeah, then dead as he jumps out through the window. coldzera never left it, and was just homed in on walking that round over the line. All things considered, the fact that that was a full eco and only 2 players get out is actually great from Astralis. They did good damage. That's going to set them up nicely when the rifles come out, which is happening right now. It means if they win this first rifle round, suddenly, you know, they put 00Nation in a really weird spot where some players can buy, but it's not everyone. It's not a majority. It's like 2 guys can put some money in, maybe. And, yeah. This is kind of a potential route back in for Astralis, right? We've got the AWP for Farley, we've got rifles, all the little bells and whistles you could think of. Only thing they're lacking is kits. But if they hold the line here, this could be their route back in.
Oh, poor Zip. They are ahead of that smoke bud. They are running wild into this B-bomb site. Config is going to stop the first, but they've already stuck that plant default. latto going to fight from the bench. This is a dangerous fight, not one that 00Nation need to take. The pressure right now is on Astralis, who don't have a kit at the moment. Don't even think there's one dropped on Zip either. So the more util that goes out, the more problems presented for Astralis. At what point do you call this one off? Half the bomb almost ticked. They're going to use a smoke. Astralis seem to be interested, but with no one moving and no kills given up, this is 13 rounds, I think.
Yeah. You know, they never had a kit from the start of the round. That was something we mentioned. They had to hold 00Nation back. They couldn't let a plant come in like this. And now it's all gone very, very wrong. Cold trying to get away.
He'll be fine.
He's all good. And so 3 alive at the end of things for both squads. Astralis at least get out with the AWP, and Rifle's still in tow, but it's the scoreline, it's the growing gap between them, and it's the fact that now money is accumulating for 00Nation. So that kind of damage that you did in the second round with the USPs now isn't so impactful in the grand scheme of things. You're going to have to grind your way back into this one.
I just, you know, regardless, I think a lot of you know, this is disappointing for Astralis. There's no other way to frame it, but I still think 00Nation have played an incredibly well put game of Counter-Strike here, and they deserve a lot of credit for what they've managed to field in this map so far. And there may be more things to keep our eyes on here in this T side. That timing for Config, that's so unfortunate. Drops off the balcony as they run through. Blame puts up 2, but all the entries are coming in for Try as he splits heads in this site. 3 on 2 right now, and that bomb site given up. But no plant yet. They need smokes down. Try's got the only one. He's locked into the back boxes. A nade, a molly, either of which could end his whole round. 00Nation going to try and cover with fire, try and cross.
They just heard that util come out from behind firebox as well. They know that someone's here. But that's not made it any easier. latto just swings out after about 20 or so seconds of going full silent, full quiet. They decide to swing from triple, and they find both players poising to give that A site a little look in.
Yeah.
Another timeout for Astralis. 3 out of 4 now. They are being pushed to their limits by 00Nation, and they've barely even made a dent in this second half.
Even that micro detail there, Taco jumps stairs. He tells latto to swing on his contact. After this kill comes in, Taco jumps, and then latto swings, and that last player is aiming at Taco in the sky.
Dude, my biggest issue is like when you kind of look at the synergy between these squads, 00Nation look like hands down more on the same page. I think even that B rush round in the first rifle round for Astralis showcased a good example of like, it was very unfortunate because there was no one like peeking the apartment. So Zip Smoke was kind of useless, and he was like out on an island to throw that, and they just ran straight through it. It's little moments like this where maybe like you have a different idea to how you want to approach the apartments, or you know, even kind of moments in these mid rounds, as you say, like coordinating the stairs and jungle swing together. It's stuff that looks very, very effortless for 00Nation. For Astralis, it's a lot uglier. And it's really not helped by the fact that Config's still, you know, struggling immensely in this game. Finally going to get away with some kind of freebie damage early on.
He's tagged 2 players to the scout. Still looking for more. And they're going to be coming in through ups eventually, regrouping back from under. Farley has top mid. This is great real estate for Astralis, and Try has no clue that he could already have crossed past his scope. So this is something, at least for Astralis, but if Farley activates too early, he'll walk right into the default. He's not making that mistake. They've got to get the bomb, but honestly, Farley probably won't peek it, and that should be a free grab. But if they walk into... if they walk into middle now, Harry, this is not the spot they'll be checking. He's about to get a jump scare when he peeks 3 people. Get ready. Oh, the flash!
No one's looking. No one's looking. That was the opportunity. That was a golden chance for a multi-kill. but he can't convert the spray, and Dumao is quick to react to the presence in top mid. They had to sacrifice coldzera to get this mid control, but it's well worth it in the 4v4. Now they've got to pick a site, and as they try to go down the catwalk, they're turned to dust by blameF, who's even gonna have that bomb dropped over on the short side now for latto. He's got to get the bomb, get it planted, and then embark on a 1v3. Easier said than done. Tagged on the cross as well to add insult to injury, and he's gonna go seeking out Config, tries to find him, but he's wrapped from the short side, and so Astralis, they do manage to get a lid on that round there. They do manage to deal with the mid take up the short side.
Yeah.
In position through and through, and it's all on the back of Farley's info over in top mid.
And off the back of blame, you know, as many of these CT rounds are for Astralis, off the back of blame, does what he loves to do, walks through that con smoke, and you can see they weren't ready for anyone inside of it, thanks to you know, the smoke behind him, the molly in front of him. Blame found a pocket to fight through and puts up 3 kills to give Astralis their first defensive round. Glaive getting involved, didn't see Cole behind that Molotov, but that nade will be lovely. Chunky damage, both players hit up. Glaive turns, they've run through. Cole's gonna run and gun, take down the in-game leader of Astralis, and now running wild out on this A site.
Yeah, Blame's seeing one on the con side. Config's looking for an angle over this smoke, but he can't seem to find one. Attempts to swing it wide, but that's given a kill over. Farley's wrapping, but it's with an AWP. That is anything but ideal. He's holding for this fallback and is going to nail Dumao. Can't follow up and now takes a tag of his own. They know about this flank. They might even go hunting for it. If they find him, that's going to cause problems for Astralis, and they run him down. Try wants his hands on that AWP. Now he's armed, he's deadly, and you're in a 4-on-2. With Blame still alive and Zip also topping the charts alongside him. Astralis' 2 heavy hitters here are still in play, but they are worlds apart, and there is a route to plant in this A site open right now to 00Nation if they can get past Zip.
This flank is lovely though, a flank on a flank, right? This is the last thing Astralis, 00Nation will expect from Astralis. Blame is coming in the back line right now. Zip just has to live and buy time. He's got a smoke in case that spreads, but he's gonna walk into it and catch Colt getting aggressive. Blame's got all the way to Palace now. A huge flank coming in through on the back line. Taco not killed though, and that's a big problem here for Astralis. Zip's now got to activate. They're just trading peaks at the moment. No one giving up anything for 00Nation. They're buying time.
Yeah, they know that fighting is not the way to win this 3v2, right? It all resides in the timer right now. And with Blame still making noise over in Palace, he's unable to do any more than that little kind of one duck in, take a kill with him, and then get the hell out of there. Astralis, this one falls away from them. They make it a close job at the end of things, right? You almost believed in that little 2v4 out of them. Yeah, it will fall short.
I love the synergy that we're seeing in these T-side rounds, right? We talked about it earlier in the stairs fight where they were, Taco was jumping, the latto was swinging. Even there, they realize the AWP is trapped in spawn. What do? They just jump at it because they know even if Farley hits this shot, they're still going to trade his kill every time, and he doesn't even hit this shot. So it's just a free kill. Yeah, I love teams that are absolutely fine with sacrificing a player for a 1-for-1, especially in a position like that. It just wins you the round. 15-6, and Astralis never even woke up. Farley fights the ramp molly, but tries going to trade out Glaive after the fact. Blame boosted under. Does kill Taco, but that's info now to Cole. Both players are lower. Config makes noise. Blame stands up into the bullet, and coldzera, perfect crosshair placement, needs another. He's got it. 2 kills in middle. This is it, folks. Zip has to 1v3 with 15 points of health, or this one's done.
Yeah, up through con, man. It's a replay of so many rounds gone by, but this time it needs to come up in favor of Zip. He used to be the man he'd want in these clutches, but up against 2 of the heavy hitters for 00Nation. These guys have not been ones to throw away these post plants, and with him so low, he might just die on this initial peak. Now he's been spotted by the AWP in Palace. It's all starting to come undone. Zip is desperately looking for a route back in, and fights just aren't being given over till the one moment that they are, and there it is. That's the closer. It's a lock-in for 00Nation. One hell of a debut here in the play-in stage for IEM Cologne. They take down Astralis, dominantly so, in their opening matchup.